We're live. All right. Wait, let me turn my phone.
We in studio, folks. We just got a new look. That's all. We in studio again.
All right, let's get it right here. What's good, people? Oh, we are live on this Tuesday night. What's going on, Brian? Welcome to the tea, everybody. Tank Tea of Life. This is where we talk about any and everything. So glad that you guys are joining us tonight. I am your host, Veronica, back with you. Listen, the enemy is busy. Okay, I'm gonna say that the enemy is really busy tonight, but we're not gonna let the enemy come in and steal our joy. What's good, Brian? Lisa? Hey guys. Victor's back with us tonight.
What's going on? Appreciate it.
Yeah, he got his name up there.
Huh?
Yeah, say he got his real name up there tonight.
Victor, so glad to have you back.
Appreciate
Brother
it.
15, all the way back from New York, WBLS radio station.
Driving all day to get back here to be in studio, but technical difficulties stopped us from being in studios today.
Right.
So.
I appreciate you, my brother, for taking that 12 hours to come back to be on the show and hang out with us.
Yeah, that's what family does. That's what we do.
That's dedication right there. Appreciate you. So
happy holidays, everybody. Let's get into that mood. You know, we got no eggnog. Oh, we were gonna have it in the studio. Dag, Spike eggnog.
Right. You know what?
See,
I had everything lined up tonight. It's still gonna be a great show. You know, but things happen for a reason, but we still gonna, keep the show moving. I have my tea. I don't have eggnog, but I have tea. So
there you go. You got anything to Vic? Nah, you ain't got nothing. He looked. Okay. I
got some water.
Got it. All right. Well, we'll be on best behavior then.
I've been drinking that all day, so I need me some tea tonight. But it is what it is. Let me tag you, good folks.
Yes.
15. Well, I can't find your name. There it is.
There you go. As I said, happy holidays to our viewers and happy holidays to Brother Vic. Well, I mean, we hopefully see each other this week. And
unless you come to the job.
Oh Lord, you working every day?
Every damn day.
Damn. All right.
That's a good thing.
Okay, that's not money. I'm on vacation, brother.
That's a great thing.
You don't get no vacation this time of the year?
I don't want it.
Oh, okay, I hear you. Ain't nothing wrong with making that money. That's what I hear. That's what they say.
Yeah, well, it is a great thing. There's so many people out here without jobs. Hey. Oh, hey, Tina. Hey, Kimberly. Yep, happy holidays to everyone out there. We're going to get the show going, Let me just say, people try to come in and steal your joy, man. I have to take a breather and woosah.
Woosah, yeah. Nah, that's how you woosah. You're supposed to go behind your ears. Woosah. Yeah, hold your ears. Yeah, you gotta hold your ears.
Behind the ears?
Yeah, or hold them. Pull them out like Martin. Woosah.
I'm sorry, Sly. I'm trying to get it there. It's just a lot is going on, but it's all good. We're gonna bring the tea. Let me get it together.
That's what we do. We're professionals.
Mm. What's good, Sly? Thank you so much. You always notice when things isn't right with me, but it's all good. Yeah, some things went on, not only before the show, throughout the day, and but it's all good. We're here, and we have an email letter tonight, so we're going to get this letter going.
It ain't
I
a
have
Christmas list, is it?
Huh?
It ain't a Christmas letter.
No, it's not. It's not a
Okay.
Christmas letter. So I have Miss Fro coming on with us. Showtime just popped in.
Hey, what up, Showtime?
Showtime!
Hey y'all, what's going
What's
on?
going
What's
on?
going on? What's
Hey,
up?
Feliz
Look,
Navidad.
pretty.
Feliz Navidad.
I love the fro.
Thank
It
you.
looks nice.
Don't start me with the naturals. You know where I go.
Oh gosh.
You know where I go.
Let's get in
Don't
this letter
start me because
before
you know
you start.
that's it right there. She know where I'm going. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hell
Here,
with
light a
that.
candle. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna light a candle. I'll just put my fist out there on my pick. You
Oh,
see what I'm saying?
I know
There
that.
you go.
Oh, I should have had mine in here with
Your
me.
hair. There you go. See, still got it.
I'm light skinned on the outside, but I felt Drake when he
Jeez.
said I'm a dark skin on the
Mhm.
inside. That's me.
She's a revolutionary. Revolutionist.
I love it.
On the
Mhm.
inside.
Mhm.
Hey.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
What's
sir.
up?
What's going on?
Why
At
you look
least-
different? You cut your hair?
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, it's still up there.
He just sober.
You
That's
just
all.
trimmed
He's
it
just
down a
sober.
little
He
bit.
just drank water today. He's sober.
Oh, you
Well,
drink water. Oh, water is
And I
good.
just drove 12 hours Showtime.
I
12
should have.
hours.
12 hours?
I came back from New York this morning.
Wow.
I just got back tonight.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Hey, Tina. Hey. Keep the faith.
Hey
What's going on?
Tori.
Well,
What's up,
let's get
Tori?
into
Happy
this
holidays, Tori.
letter right now, guys. I'm gonna give great advice tonight. Let me just say that.
Oh, you are? Okay. You're going to sound like a parent. You're going to sound like an Aaron Gary parent.
Oh man, let's get into it. All right, so it says, I like him a lot, but I don't want to scare him away. Here we go. It says, I met this guy a month ago and I already have deep feelings for him. When we met and started talking over the phone, I knew then he was the one for me. We stay on the phone for hours at a time, laughing and getting to know one another better. We stay on the phone for hours at a time, laughing and getting to know one another better. It is never a dull moment when we are together. He is the perfect gentleman. We've been out a few times. We've been out a few times to eat, but we've never had sex. So you guys can scratch that off your minds right now. Okay. That is not the reason I fell for him so quickly. It is his personality and the way he make me feel when I'm with him. He's not disrespectful. He doesn't raise his voice. We like the same things as far as food to eat and movies to watch. I couldn't ask for a better friend. I'm afraid that if I move too fast, I may scare him away. I'm 34 and he is 39. His birthday is next month and I want to have him a surprise dinner with family and friends, but I'm not sure if he is ready to meet my family. I believe in love at first sight because I'm really head over heels with this guy. I don't want to rush in having sex with him, but I am ready. I don't want him to judge me as a fast girl, if you know what I mean, if I make a move on him. I think I would just let that part play out on its own. I know you all talk about the word love a lot on the show and the difference between loving someone and being in love with them, but I think I'm in love with this man. I also think my past 2 relationships ended because I shared my feelings too early. I don't want this to be the case with him. Do you think I'm moving too fast? Should I tell him how I feel or wait? Well, you're grown. He's grown. He's getting ready to be 40. And I say a lot on this show, people need to express their feelings. Don't hold back feelings. When you have feelings for someone, you should share it with them. Not saying that you have to, share every detail, but I do feel like if you feel a certain way, just let him know, hey, I'm really feeling you. You don't have to say anything about you in love with him because you may just scare him away. But I mean, you feel the way you feel. And if you feel like you really like this guy and you know, I feel like you shouldn't hold back feelings because that's what is wrong within you. Guys are not in a relationship, but I do feel like maybe you should just let him know how you feel. And I feel like I'm repeating myself because it's been one of those damn days, and I'm just
one of those days.
listen.
It's okay, friend. You say what you
Listen.
say. It's be like that sometimes.
You're right, but
Look at my hair. It be like that sometimes.
yeah, but you look good, sis. I'm gonna pass it over to my co-host Victor. Victor, and I'll come back to me.
So I want to point out the positives, but I hear so much I think that's wrong in that letter. To start with, introducing your folks on his birthday to me is a no-no. That's his day, so to speak. So that should be a time set aside for y'all, not your family. So before his birthday, after his birthday, it is what it is. Second thing is the physical part. You in love with this man. And yes, I get it. This guy's doing everything right. But you really need to test drive that vehicle before you start throwing them 4-letter words out. And some people that's not a non-negotiable for them. But I just feel like, a lot of times you really love somebody and then you have sex with them and it changes everything. Everything changes after you have sex. So your feelings may stay the same. They may get stronger, they may get weaker. But, right now your feelings for him is pure. So in order for y'all to see if y'all actually can coexist, you need to go ahead and y'all need to see each other naked. So I'm gonna say that.
Sex does change things though.
Yeah.
For real. Once you lay down with them, and especially if it don't be good, what you gonna do then? You say you in love with him now, but child, don't let it be the 3A battery.
Oh, not the 3A battery. Not even a C.
She's stupid. You want to go, Sharon, or you want me to go?
Go ahead, Brother Fatigue.
All right. So one thing Victor pointed out that I didn't think of. So I'll agree with Victor on his birthday is his day. So I wouldn't if she wanted to do this dinner, I wouldn't make it where it's her parents because it's his birthday, it's his day, and he may want to get a little jiggy with it, and he got the parents, and he got to be on the best behavior. So I agree with that on Victor. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Now, everybody's situation is different. There's no blueprint in the sense of how people meet one another. Some people meet one another and they don't have sex for a while. It works. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes people come together right in the beginning. They have sex and it works. And what I'm saying is what Victor said about her feelings is pure. It's that it is pure. The issue is she asks, is she moving too fast? That's not to ask us. It's to ask him. You have to ask him, where is his mind at? When you get two people on the same or similar pages, in a sense they're liking someone. I've met parents early on in relationships, because I had to go pick up somebody from their house or whatever. And the gentleman thing, I come in, I'm introduced to them, meet them, and this, that, and the other. So, meeting parents is not a big thing. I just don't think it should be formal, you know, unless it's set up to be, well, I want you to come by for dinner to meet my parents. Talk to him, see where he's at. Because if he says, look, I want to take it slow, I'm not looking for a commitment, then yes, you are moving too fast and you're smothering him. But if he says, you know what, I'm digging you, I can't use the word love right now, but let's see where this takes us, then you know how to move on this and that you're on similar pages. You know, I hate to sound like a broken record, but communication, this is very simple. You can fall in love on first sight, or as you said, talking with him and communicating with him and seeing that he has some great characteristics. You don't get to know somebody in a very short period of time, but sometimes you can gauge at 39 and 34. You've been through a couple of things in and out, and talk with him. He's 39. Find out where his head is at 39 as a little bit more older, wiser, and hopefully a mature man, and see where he's at. But if he's not there, then girl, you got to pull back, because you'll smother him and you'll chase him away.
Whew. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I think people create pressure that shouldn't be there. You know, they complicate things that shouldn't be complicated. I think maybe in this instance that she feels more for him than, I'm not saying he doesn't care for her, but I would like to know how long things have been going on between them. But it seems like she may not be getting what she feels. So she's feeling more emotional and she's falling for him more than he is letting on or says to her. Because, you know, if you, it's been a month.
She said a month ago she met him.
Okay. But you know what? There's no time limit. You know, some people say it takes time to know people. Some people fall really fast. And, you know, but it's okay. You know, if she's with him and if they're hanging out, I just feel like she should probably like not do the birthday party. Is that, to me, I just feel like she shouldn't. I mean, for 1 month, she really don't know his family like that. And unless they interact all the time, I just feel like she should take it slow, maybe do something intimate between them two. She can, you know, make a cake, some dinner for him or something. Yeah. But I don't think she should plan. I don't think she's at that point in a month in to plan a birthday party for him. And it's okay that she like him. It's perfectly fine. I said, slow down. I mean, you know, don't do too much. Don't, because she's going to give, but you're not going to, what are you getting back? Because she's here and he's not there yet. I don't think so. Because if he was, she wouldn't be writing a letter asking us.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm with Brittany. A month. Are we really meeting family within a month though?
30 days.
You can.
You can.
You know, I live in the city, so you're dealing with public transportation. You're traveling in the night. You got to drop. If you go to the movie, you got to drop somebody home. Person wants you to come in for a moment. You can meet the parents in 2 weeks. You know, it may not be formal, but hey, this is so and so. This is who I told you about. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. So and so, my pleasure meeting you. Blah blah blah. That's how it goes. Sometimes it don't work like that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and once again, it depends on those two people. You know what I'm saying? If that guy feel like, okay, you are a nice young woman, my parents are probably like you, why not introduce you? And same vice versa. If she feel like, you know, he's nice enough, you know, where they can stay on the phone for hours, and you know, if she feel like she want to introduce him to her family, okay, why not? Some people may think a month is a little too early, but you know, Fatin, you talk about this a lot. Like, why are we going by a book? What book are we going by when it comes to relationships? Like, why do we have to go by this book? Oh, such and such didn't do this because no, it's not right. But let that be between those two people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's no, you guys, sorry.
Go ahead, Fatin.
No, I just was seeing what you just said, and Lisa Smith just said she needs to take her time and not rush into nothing. But, you know, I've seen people that rush into things right away and it works. It can work. So there needs to be a conversation to see if you're on the same page. When I will agree with you, Lisa, if she's rushing and he is not ready for that all of a sudden, then yes, she's rushing. But if he's like, I'm feeling her too, I'm feeling you, babe. and let's not say we jump in the broom next month, but to say, you know what, let's take it where this goes, but let's don't smother one another. Even though you have these feelings, don't smother me and think that I'll be in the jewelry store and we're planning out a wedding in 3 months. That's too fast. But
Yeah.
if y'all are feeling each other together like that and you want to move forward and meet parents, and that's it, just to say, hey, I'm dating, that's it,
See, I don't
Mhm.
I don't think there's no time limit when it comes to love, because if I love you, I love you.
For real,
I mean,
TJ? Like,
regardless, I'm
Dawn?
not saying that, I'm ready to,
You
get
got a milk
married.
shot. Oh, there you go.
Love comes in many shapes, forms, stages, severity. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can love someone. I mean,
Correct.
a lot of times when you tell somebody you love them, that don't necessarily mean I'm ready to get married. But I can love you within a week. Shit, I can love you within 2-3 days. Putting a time limit on things, then that's almost like saying, I love you, but I'm gonna only love you this much, this amount of time, and you can miss out on somebody. I need for you to let shit float and give it to me unconditionally.
Mm-hmm.
So if you tell me if you really feel like, you love me in a month, let me know, so I can therefore make the decision and let you know exactly how I feel, so there ain't no guessing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, something that happened and we were like, I wish I would have told you exactly how I feel. And it's like, well, shit, why didn't you? What was holding you back? And if, you sit here and you listen to some people, they'll sit here and say, well, girl, it's too early to tell that man how you feel. He might play you, but shit, what if he don't?
Mhm.
Right.
Or my man, what if you tell her how you feel and she don't play with you? I mean, that's the crazy thing about getting in a relationship with somebody, is that it's all a fucking chance. It's all a risk.
You
You
got
know what I'm
that
saying?
right.
That's exactly what this whole thing is. You taking a big risk and you trusting somebody else with your heart. But at the same time, I feel like she needs to make sure that my man is just not filling the void in her life. Because if you've been single for a long time and then somebody comes in and they're just, a little bit of a breath of fresh air, it's almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you are filling an empty space that was here. Now, you may not be the right one, but I'm going to make you the right one because I have nothing and now you're something.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a question for Victor.
Yeah.
This is a little man-to-man barbershop talk. Just want to see where Victor goes with this here. So, Victor, have you been in love?
I have.
Okay, so the point you said something here, which I agree with you. You said that some people can fall in love in a short period of time. I won't say 3 days, but in a short period of time. I do agree with that. Is there a difference in that kind of love and then the love over a duration where you get chance to see this person and see them really in their I don't want to use this spotlight, but you get a chance to see them over time and see that they are just even better than when you fell in love with them. When you fell in love with them, but then their love even got stronger because they had humility about them. They sacrificed. They were there for you during tough times, always supportive. Well, not the perfect person, but you know what I'm saying. Is there a difference in that love in the beginning and that love that grows on you? Is there a difference? And this is from a man's perspective.
To be honest with you, bro, like, I feel like when it come down to love, when you first go into it, you have all these expectations of what this person, or you have this mental image of how this person is. And you're going to pretty much mold this person into somebody that they're not. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna have and this is just what I've always done. And you can really like this person, and it may be love too. But I feel like it's all the matter of love. To me, it intensifies, and then it gets higher and lower by the day. I might love you or want to be with you or yearn you on a Tuesday, and then Wednesday I might not even want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's weird. Love is really is weird.
Now I throw that to you.
I can't put my finger on it. I know what I want to say, but I can't form the words to say.
Yeah, I asked that question, and Veronica, I would like you to answer that too, because I don't want to mistake love for infatuation. I'm really talking about somebody that really fell in love in a short period of time, but then as your time grows, that love becomes more intense because you really see that you really struck gold with this person. Is there a difference in that is there a difference in that love, or it's the same love, but it just grew over time? What do you think, Veronica?
I think it's different, because say like if you do fall in love with someone very quickly, and then 6 months down, a year later, you feel a different kind of love. I just feel like at first you love them, but then you gradually be in love with them, if that makes sense. Like, I can't really explain it.
Well, that's why I asked it, because I know there's a different degree of love in the beginning where you don't know the person, but there's something there that causes you. That's why I said I can't not what Victor said, because I can't say a person can't fall in love with a person in a short period of time. But I also know that as time goes by, love can grow on an individual or each other. And I'm just trying to see if that's a different type of love. Because remember, there's different degrees of love. There's the agape love. There's different degrees of love out here. So that's why I asked that question, see if there's a different kind of love in the beginning. And then as time goes, is there another type of love?
Yeah. Well, if that's the case, then what is love?
That's what we need to define.
I mean, to everybody it looks different.
I agree.
You know, I can sit here and say, you know, this is to me, love is a look. You can tell how somebody look at you, and this is just my opinion. You know, I'll watch two people interact with each other, and it's usually couples, and you can tell, I can tell, or I assume that I can tell just by how they interact. Not really, it's like randomness. And to me, I can always see it in the woman, but I can't never sense it in a man, you know, going back. I guess because I really don't look in guys' face like that. But a lot of times it's how a woman looks at her man. You can kind of tell if she loves him. Well, I assume she loves him by just some random ass conversation they could be having. And it's almost like not really it's beautiful to see. I just say that.
You know, there is a video by Montel Jordan called Falling. That's his song, Falling. And in the beginning of the song, Montel is putting on his shirt, and the lady that he's dealing with sits up on the bed, and she looks at him. And even though it's a video, the way she looks at him, it's that what Victor's saying. It's that look that she gives Montel in that video. And it's talking about falling in love, that she's falling or she's fell in love with him. And Victor is right. There is a look on a person's face. It's the way they talk about them, the way they move around them. And if you're not scared of love and you both are feeling it, it's one of the most beautiful things.
Yeah, but what the part that sucks is if that person isn't loving you the same. That's the part that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, but that's the reality, is that what you may feel is not what the person you're dealing with may feel. And that's the reality about being compatible out here. That's what I keep saying. That's why Some say have sex now, like Victor has said in the past. You have sex, then you got to deal with I hate to use the word repercussions, but you have to deal with the act. So if condom break, you don't have a condom, and then the girl gets pregnant, and then you realize down the road you're not compatible, but a baby's involved. So that's what I'm saying. If you are going to test drive, that's fine, but you got to be responsible. You got to be responsible for what you do. That's it. You're 39, 34. You've been around the block a little bit here. So whatever you're going to do and however you're going to do, honesty is the best policy.
See, I don't think you're ever going to get back what you put in, and that's for either party. You know, I don't feel like it should be gauged. I mean, there's going to be some things where people are like, well, she really loved him because she's doing all this. But to me, I understand, you know, they talked about it, I think a couple shows ago, love is an action. And yes, love is an action. But what action is it? Is it actually doing something? Or is it saying something? Or is it show? I mean, there's so many different ways you can show somebody that you love them. And to me, sex is just not one of them. But, you know, everybody's love language is different. Some people think that in order for you to love somebody, you have to have this amazing sex, or you have to have sex with them. I just think that, you know, sex is not a part of love. And I've always tried to distinguish the two. There is a big difference between being to loving someone and having sex. You can love somebody and never have sex with them, and you can be in love with somebody and never have sex with them.
Right. See, that's why.
Are you talking about like a relationship type of thing?
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, give me. I need it.
Yeah, because remember, sex for again, I'm talking for us men, and you know what? I'm not just gonna say that for men, because I know women like this too. There's some people that have sex for the exercise, and when I use the word exercise, the enjoyment of it. Then there is those that, Victor, I can say that people. I look at some people that are in love with one another. That love making for people in love with one another is a physical expression of what they're emotionally feeling. That's what I look at for people that are in love. But you know, like a lot of people can have sex and don't have to be in love at all. We hear more women are more inclined to be in tune with their emotions, or not in tune, but affected by their emotions, to have sex. Not all women. Where us men, we don't have to be in love. We don't even have to have feelings for you to have sex with you.
You know, bro, what you said to me, and this is just my opinion.
Yes, sir.
Sex, the minute you say love making
For two people that love one another, I look at it as a physical expression of what they are emotional feeling for one another. That's what I look at. Love making for them.
In my opinion.
Yes, sir.
Love making stops once intercourse starts. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I feel like, you know, once the intercourse starts, it's no longer, in my opinion, it's no longer love anymore. This is us physically connecting with each other, because I feel like love is emotional. So I think kissing, holding hands, you know, however y'all communicate with each other, you know, verbally is love. But the minute, you know, private parts touch, to me, we're no longer making love anymore. We're just having sex.
So foreplay is, what is foreplay?
To me, foreplay is love, because I'm not getting anything out of it. I am physically stimulating you. So some people can get off on that, and I don't understand that, but that's, you know, what I hear. But that's just my opinion. Like, I think once sex starts, love stops. And I'm not saying you're not in love with the person you're having sex with, but that's what I define it. That's where I draw the line at, because I feel like, you know, between physical and emotional, I don't think you can really kind of tie the two, but they all are together. It's like a blurry line with me.
Hmm.
I
I think you still can have. I think you still can. That's the beauty of it. You it's not all the time about having sex. It's making love as well. I don't. So are you saying like the first time that you all have sex, like there's no love making after that? Is that what you're saying?
No.
No, what I'm saying is as soon as I enter a woman,
Mhm.
the love stops. I'm not saying I don't love you,
Mhm.
but what I consider making love, it stops once that threshold is broken, and now we're just having sex. That's what I'm saying.
Could I mean, I don't want to sound, you know, when people say, well, damn, Fatim, you're agreeing with Victor tonight. But Victor's making me think, and I'm gonna just elaborate a little bit more. The reason why I have to agree with Victor,
Well, at least somebody
think,
tonight, because I
yeah,
can't even think.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Reason why I listened to Victor, what he said, and then I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. Soon as you enter the woman, what's going on? You got a G spot, you got a clit. Those are all mechanisms on a woman that can stimulate her to climax, to get more of a feeling. That has nothing to do with love. Nothing to do with love. So Victor, I have to get, because I mean, you made me look at it. It's like those are things on there, on a woman's body that are physical. So not that you can't be in love, which Victor explained, and you said the same thing, but the stimulating the G-spot, stimulating the clitoris and this, that, and the other, and other areas that are hot spots on a woman. I mean, you know, then that I have to agree with you, Victor, on that one. I agree with you. I do.
Now, you know, some people will say, and I've had this conversation. Some people can get really worked up into it, but to me, that's the emotional connection. You know, by a woman body, you know, getting ready for sex. You know, like a man getting aroused by a woman. You know, there's that emotional connection that you have with them because you know all these pheromones and all this other stuff is getting released, and you know whatever you're physically attracted to her. She's saying all the good things, you know, whatever. But and we're talking about love here. So as she's getting ready and her body's making the adjustments for you to have sex with her, I just feel like, you know, because some women will say, well, oh, I'm extra, you know, ready tonight. And you know, you may be really emotionally connected to me,
Right.
you know, tonight.
Right. I want to say this here. I was talking with, I was a young adult, and I told a young lady who was about my same age, maybe in earlier 21. And I said, you know, I like you. And she was like, what is like? And she was like, what is like versus love? She said there's different degrees of love, which I, you know, as I've grown to know. And I just a couple. I mean, I got 7 in front of me. 7, they say that there's 7 distinct Greek words describing different kinds of love, like eros, romantic, passionate love. You got agape, which is empathetic, universal love. You have ludus, which is interesting, playful, flirtatious love. Storage, unconditional, familiar love, family love. You have something called philantia, if I'm pronouncing it, self-love, pragma, committed, companionate love. So there's different degrees of love. And I'm glad they have the one in there for flirtation, because some people like to flirt. And that I can't say flirting, you know, is a different degree of love, but some people, honestly, I see when they flirt, their energy level rises. They become more happier. Once they, you see that girl over there, man? I just kicked it to her, a little so and so, or whatever. Or I see back and forth with a man and a woman. I seen this on the train in New York, and they were on the train to the point they had a crowd just looking at them conversing with one another because it just was really good. And people, not only the two that were conversing enjoyed it, the people around them enjoyed it because it just was seemed to be genuine and real. So there's different degrees of love out there.
So with the flirting, to me, I guess sometimes flirting can get you in trouble.
Yeah.
And sometimes and I get it because it's the harmless flirting that, and it's not like, you know, with guys we want something. I'm trying to put a smile on your face. That's pretty much it. Because I want something in return. It may be a 5% discount. It may be something. It could be anything. I might just be in a good mood.
That's
but
correct.
The problem is when somebody call you on your bluff.
And
it's like, whoa, wait a minute. That's definitely not where I was trying to go with this. And to kind of tie into this letter, I've noticed that women do not accept rejection like we do, because we get shot down 5, 10 times, 15 times, sometimes long more than that in our life. And we deal with it. You'll see a guy get openly rejected in the club, and it's all, oh man, and it is taught for us to deal with rejection. Bruh, she didn't want to dance with you. Move on. Go find you somebody else. And we pass that along and we deal with that and we push it to the side. But like this girl, if she gets rejected,
she might be
she
crushed.
gonna carry this shit into her next. She could carry this into her next relationship, or she may not want to love anybody else like that again, or that quick. You know what I'm saying? And it's
damage. It could be damaging.
Exactly. So I feel like we carry rejection better because it's almost like we were taught at an early age, if she don't like you, there's always another one. Whereas if women try to keep their numbers hidden and low, that if this doesn't work out with this dude, it's like you almost shut down because you don't want to be seen or heard with another man when you just left this one.
I think I just want to add this, and Veronica to jump in. I just say that aggressive men deal with rejection much better than non-aggressive men. Non-aggressive men are timid, and those timid men are hesitant to speak or whatever. So when they go out there and take a chance and ask a young lady to dance or buy them a drink or whatever, and they get rejected, they go in their shell because they're not aggressive. I think aggressive men, they go with the flow. They just let it roll off their back. I just think I hear what you said about men in general, but I just think it's a different group of men. And I see more aggressive men deal with it better, non-aggressive men. And I was timid coming up in my youth and young days and early adult age, that I didn't deal with, rejection very well until I became more of an aggressive individual.
I do feel like females, like we hold in more, and majority of the time we don't accept rejection well, because most of the time females, we put a lot into relationships, situationships, trying to make it relationships or whatever. And if it don't work out how we planned it to work out, yes, it's a hurting feeling. Like you guys, y'all can just move on to the next person. But we take a moment and be like, did I just give them all this time? And now it's like nothing, So I do feel like we hold things in more than you guys. Like you guys, y'all can go faster than some of you can move a little faster than we can get over somebody, if that makes sense.
Well, the thing is that guys take their L's in silence. We don't. Men are very, very, very emotional. But the thing about it is that we try not to carry it in front of everybody. Or if we do have something that's going on, we don't. I'm not saying we don't dwell on it because we probably think about it all day, but it's not really the fact that we move on to the next one. It's more or less like, why am I telling you for? Like, if I get rejected by someone, I mean, why would I call for team and tell him like, bro, man, this girl, she just reject me? Because I already know what he gonna tell me, bro. Just move on to the next one. And I may or may not want to listen to him, but I have to process that information. So I think with us, we don't share exactly when it comes to rejection, but we deal with it more or less internally versus externally. Let me say that.
Right. Now, let me just say this. I'm going to move past the rejection part and go into the love part. When a man loves, and especially when he loves for the first time and open up and get hurt, that mother effer, it's going to take him a hard time to love again the same way that he loved the first time. We don't deal well with that. He may never. But yeah, and see, a lot of women say, and I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna just be honest. When you get hurt sometime, you may not to say you may never, but it'll take a while to give your heart back to just one woman. You may keep your options. You may keep a friend across town that was always a friend across town. You may keep that on the low because that pain that you feel, we don't deal well with pain like that. And sometimes it's hard for us to get back to love like we initially loved wholeheartedly one person.
And see, that's sad for the female that is a one woman's man, that's committed to just one person, not out there, messing with this person, that person. So you could be missing your opportunity on a really good woman because you're so afraid of, you don't want to fall in love again and get hurt like you did before. You could be missing out on a good thing. Why? I mean,
that pain hurts. That pain hurts.
I mean,
hurts.
Shit, we've been hurt. I know I've been hurt plenty of times.
Y'all have babies too. Y'all deal with a lot of pain, but on the serious, that pain is like Victor said, it's hard.
Said, women are the same, and we are like I said, I've been hurt many a times, but I'm not getting ready to stop.
Are y'all the same?
I'm not getting ready to shut down from letting a person love me because some other asshole didn't love me like he should have loved me.
Well, I don't see that with women. I don't see that with, I'm not painting the broad brush with women, not all women. So sisters, I'm not saying all women, but we've talked on this show. When a woman gets hurt by a man, some women shut down. That's what I'm saying. I mean, but we see more
men do as well.
But I don't see as many single men as I see as single women that have been hurt and say, you know what? I'm just going to deal with my child, or I'm going to get into me, and I'm just into me right now. I see more single women that have been hurt that are still single, where men have been hurt. We still get in relationships. We just may not love as hard as we loved initially.
And some of you don't get in relationships because of that reason. But I can say a lot of women talk that shit, and I'm just going to be real. A lot of women talk that shit and say, "Oh, well, I'm glad I'm single. I don't want no man." Bull. For some of them. Now, some of them it could be true. Some of them are that woman that don't want to get in a relationship. They good by themselves. But I know me. I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't want somebody to love me. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to grow old and be by myself. Now, to each his own. If that's what you want to do, hey, that's you. But I feel like a lot of women say that because they are single and they're just saying it because it feels good to themselves. But they don't really want to be single. Go ahead in the comments because
I want to see them. I want to see them too.
I know it's coming, but I'm just saying. I want
to see them. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I know.
This is the part.
To each his own.
Yep. This is the part that I said And I said it earlier today, and I'm not backing up from what I'm saying, that we may be of the human species, but with men and women are built differently. And I saw one of the comments, and somebody just said, oh, Bria James said women are the same way. Yeah, women have emotions, they have feelings, and men have emotions and feelings, but we are built differently. We're built differently. So we're brought up differently, and how we are molded is sometimes differently, and we think differently, and we're not the same. So what we go through and how we think and how women think and how they go through and the emotions, we're different creatures, and we're not always the same. That's why I said
We're not.
we're not. And I'm tired of us thinking that what goes good for us goes good for women. It doesn't always work like that. It just doesn't. And we try to mold this. I don't want to curse, but that's what I'm saying. We try to mold this shit into to making this work, and I get angry at it because we're not the same. And we're trying to mold something into something that's not. Try to make a damn lion into a tiger. It doesn't work. I get tired of that because I'm not a woman. I don't think like a woman. I'm not a woman. And and a woman ain't gonna make me think like her. And I ain't gonna move the way every woman want me to move. And vice versa. Us men can't make a woman move the way we want them to move. We BS with that too much.
I agree with you, bro. I mean, when it comes down to it, man, a lot of times I'm gonna say this. When it comes, I'm not going to say it. I just think that when it comes down to relationships, and it's just the ones that I've seen, is that women steer it. I mean, the man is there, but the woman actually is steering the car. Now, he may press the gas pedal on how fast and slow we go or whatever, wherever we go or whatever, but a lot of times that woman can steer that man to where kind of sometimes on where she wants him to be at or what she wants him to do. Go ahead.
Like that video you sent out? Okay. She was staring that car now, right?
See where you going?
Yeah, well, he says she's still. Well, it fit.
Oh man.
It
So-
fit, Veronica.
Huh?
It fit.
I bet it did.
Yes, it sure did.
Alicia, her comment, she says, hello everyone. Initially men and women wasn't created to be alone, and that is the truth. I said that a few weeks ago that we was not put on this earth to be alone. I mean, sometimes it happens that way, but we're not set out here to be alone. So
we put on this earth to be together with one another forever with one person.
See, and that's another thing. Monogamy is some shit that we created.
Man created that crap.
And I'm not saying, I really don't think men created monogamy. I think that is a woman's thing. But in order to get the woman that you may or may not want, you have to do that. I mean, there's no way about it. Some women, that is a requirement that you have to be monogamous. So if I love you enough, then that's exactly what I'm going to do. If you look at any species other than what they would consider the intelligent ones, the woman always picks the most dominant male, or she picks the strongest male. But the problem is when it comes down to us, is what does a woman consider a good mate? Or do women really settle though when they find somebody? Because somebody might say, yeah, I want to have sex with this dude over here, but is he really the best choice? Or is that just the choice is that your safe choice? You know what I'm saying? I've always wondered a woman's selection. I know we're getting way off topic, but I really always wondered when women select men. If you look at any species, lions, tigers, they pick the big, broad, strong man. But with women, human women, it's like when you pick a man, what are you actually doing? Because some women say, well, I want to be compassionate. You don't know none of that before you have sex with them. You don't know none of this shit. So how do you select?
Point.
What is your selection process when you choosing a man?
Well,
I would love to know.
I don't know if
Okay.
we're really choosing. I mean, well, you know, we
That's true.
start off by having conversation on the phone and, you know, and one thing leads to another. But me, I'm not out here handpicking. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a conversation with the guy, get to know him, and then I feel like if it's going somewhere, I'm going to give him more attention and more time, and then it goes from there. I mean, I don't think that's settling. I think it's finding out if he may be the right choice for me.
Got to be a connection. See, there's one thing to. I'm gonna keep it in your lane, Veronica. I'm gonna keep it in your lane. So it's not just about the fine brother with not only the good job and the car and the house, not to make it physical, but just to say that just looking at the attributes from the outside to say, well, this seems like he went to school, he did this, he's accomplished these things, and he seems to be on the right track. I just use that for example, not that you caught up in the materialistic thing. Just don't want to say that. But the question is, are you connected? When he walks in the room, does your heart seem to flutter? Do you feel those butterflies in your stomach? And some people don't feel that connection. They might be an attractive person that you see. They may have a good job. And because I see this a lot of times, a lot of people feel that they have a lot going for them, but sometimes it's not a connection with the other person. And when you don't have that connection, the reason why that's dangerous, because even over time you grow to him, but there's no connection. Then one day when that brother walks into that job or walks into that grocery store and he says something to you and you get that connection, you're going to feel something that you're not feeling at home. So that's why it gotta be, I do agree with Victor. There is attributes that you're looking for, but there needs to be a connection once you meet a person.
I'm not trying to connect with anybody if I got somebody at home.
No. I'm not saying you're trying to connect. I gave this example. I'm not going to use the person's name because they're a famous rapper. But like I said, they were married, in love, and the person said for teen, you know, I'm strictly into my husband, this, that, and other. But when I met Tupac, she said that shit challenged me because I felt something I've never felt before.
Well, see, that's where you have to be careful. Like if you're in a relationship, if you're married with somebody, you have to be careful who you give your attention to, because that can cause problems. Like if you start conversating with someone else and you find, you know, that they're giving you more attention than what you're getting at home, you know, that's going to lead down another road that it shouldn't even be going down. So why even put yourself in that position to give that person the satisfaction of, you know, coming to you like that?
So when two people connect, that doesn't mean that I act on that connection. I mean, I connect with people all day.
But I'm saying the way for Teen just threw it out there is like, oh, well, now I'm getting more attention.
She didn't act on it though.
Huh?
She didn't act on it, but she said it challenged her. She said she said it was a challenge. It was a challenge because she said, I felt something. She said, I love my husband, but she said, I felt something when I got to know Tupac that it challenged me from stepping out. She said, I didn't, but it was a challenge. It was a challenge.
That's what I'm saying. We have to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? We have to be.
But what happens if it's a natural connection? A natural connection, not a flirtatious connection, a connection.
Sometimes you just naturally are attracted to somebody.
Yes.
And that's human nature. Mm-hmm. But if I act on it, that's something different. Like I'd be crazy to think that, you know, anybody I ever dated, if for her to walk around all day and not naturally she might catch eyes with a dude who's just being suave that day and they have a connection. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you act on it, that's completely different. That's
But
just like when you go to a strip club. If you're tipping this girl, that's a connection. But you still come home and take care of your business. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't stop that.
That's why I use the word careful. You have to be careful, because if you do act on it, then that's just another door that's going to open that shouldn't be open. But if you don't act on it, okay, that's cool. But I'm just saying, you have to be careful how you give people your attention. That's just me. I mean, you guys, you think different than we do, but I'm just saying, like, I would have to be very careful. Okay, moving on. Let me see. Noah made a good point. He says sometimes men and women use their past hurts as an excuse to continue to be alone or to play the field. And that's so true. Like, a lot of people, and I'll say men, will say, oh, I've been hurt so many times, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get into another relationship, blah, 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 and blah. But y'all say it can last a lifetime, where you don't want to fall in love with someone else because of your previous relationship.
I didn't say that.
I said it's not that you don't want to fall in love. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes you don't allow yourself to give yourself the total
like
satisfaction. Right, exactly. And sometimes you keep an option open because you don't want to go through that pain that you felt initially. So men don't deal with pain like that well. They just don't. Some men don't deal with that pain well.
So back to the comment about the selection. Women choose a man. A man that does not, for the most part, for a man to come up to a woman, you have to choose me in order for me to get your phone number, for us to even have an interaction. So yes, y'all do choose. You have the ultimate choice whether you want a man in your space or not. Because if you tell us no, we're just gonna move on to the next one. I don't see women out here jumping, going up. Well, I don't see women out here at the bar picking up men like that. Now, it probably is a little bit more prevalent in, bigger cities with more people. Women are, go out there hunting for a man. But traditionally speaking, a man is going to seek a woman, but ultimately it's the woman's choice for that man to continue pursuing her. Because once she stops it, that's it. We have to move on. Traditionally.
Well, let me see. Bree says calls times when a woman. Are Bree responding to somebody, or is this just a legitimate? I think she responded to someone.
Because times when a woman logically picks someone, she is often described as a gold.
She is responding to Brittany. Brittany says logic is out the window when we pick. And then Bree says because times when a woman logically picks someone, she is often described as a gold digger. And Bree, she is correct, because I'm not saying I have gold, but if a woman chose me, I'm going to politely pass, because I'm like, why are you here? You know what I'm saying? People say I didn't send for you. And the thing about it is I have mixed emotions about women who actively pursue men. It's like, what are you doing? And I know it's 2021, but I'm not a 2021 type of guy. Yeah. So, that's where I cut the line off right there.
You prefer to be the one that.
Yeah, I mean, I want to choose who I date. And right. I mean, and just like women choose who they date, but a lot of times when it comes to women choosing men, I should say a lot of times, I'm gonna say every time that I have been selected or chosen, and I said no, it turned into all these parade of insults. Like, just because I didn't want to, actively let you or actively pursue you as much as you was pursuing me. Not to say that I'm some fucking catch, but now all of a sudden I'm fucking gay now. And it's like, really? I'm gay because I don't want to, deal with you? Like, come on, man. I'm not pressed for sex like that. But that's where I notice where I think the art of people can't accept rejection more than some people.
Victor got me thinking, and again tonight, that's a good point. And I think that when women select men, more things go through our head. More things go through our head for whatever the reason. Not that I haven't been selected, but there's just other things that go through men's head when that happens. Not that it doesn't work. It can work. And there's women who have selected and probably proposed to a male accepted, and they are living a beautiful life now. That could be possible. I'm not sitting here saying that. But a lot goes through a man's head when a woman selects them. Because sometimes there's a woman that you might have a liking for, but you didn't pursue her, and then she turns around and show interest, and you'll be a little surprised and then roll with it and see where it goes. But on the other hand, sometimes when a woman selects a man is thinking, okay, why are they selecting me? It's a lot of things just go through our head. See, women are used to being called upon, flirted, stopped, complimented by men. We're the predators. So when it's used back on us, sometimes it makes us feel uncomfortable, and it makes us think. And why? It's a lot of whys there.
I mean, no, it's okay, Tasha. I mean, some women do, persuade to come on to the man first. I mean, it's your preference. But I know me, I prefer for a man to approach me than me approaching a man. Now, Rodney says sometimes a woman knows what she wants. That's true. But I guess I'm old school. Is that what you want to call it?
Well, the thing I get,
ancient.
I get exactly what Brittany is saying. So a woman will choose a man, but the thing about when a woman chooses a man, don't let us know you chose us. Don't make it so obvious, because most of the time, yes, y'all have chosen us. Y'all will do little slick shit to get our attention in order for us to pursue you. But when you make it that obvious, it's almost like, whoa, wait a minute, who sent you? You know what I'm saying? When you are being aggressive. I'm not saying don't be assertive, but like she said, y'all are selected and don't even know it. Don't try to outsmart us. And that is 100% right, because like I said, a woman actually chooses the man. But if you sit back and you wait for somebody, if you sit back and wait to be chosen, to me, that's like you settling for what is coming to you versus you going out getting what you want. So you can go out and get the man that you want, but in my opinion, if you are overly aggressive, then I'm going to just either it's a complete turn off or I'm going to hit and leave. It can't be no much more than that.
That's what I'm saying. We think differently, and I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings, but that's an interesting point. Not that somebody may have been aggressive and I've dealt with them, but just looking in the past, majority of people I've dealt with, I've been more the aggressive one than they have been. It's just seems like it operates like that. Not that it can't operate the next way, but there's just something about that seems to, I don't know, it just, as time go on, it just doesn't work. It just seems to be, it breaks down. I don't know why. I'm not a psychologist and stuff like that. I just don't know why.
Mr. Sammy says some men like to be selected.
Yeah, they do. I agree with that.
Yeah. And
Mr.
some
Sammy.
don't. I mean, it's just, I can only speak for myself, and I get it.
Mhm.
I guess the older I get, the more I see where he's coming from. But that's just not something that I like to do, because I guess the older I get, I think women tend to, and I really don't want to dig a grave here, but
I got. Oh, wait, I got the shovel. I'm gonna sell you.
So the older I get, the more I realize that women start questioning their life decisions, and they say, "I should have got with this one instead of this one." Where with us, we don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? We might talk to our boys about that, but we're not openly saying, I should have. I'm not going to this girl and say, I should have been with you 10 years ago instead of being. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna make this work. But I think when women get older and they may, have a relationship that didn't work, and then now it's almost like, okay, this man is established. He's got his own thing going. Let me go over here and throw a monkey wrench and all that and bring him over here with me. So that is.
Veronica said something about her being old-fashioned, and that's just one of the cliches, but I understand it, and there's nothing wrong with sticking to some things that have worked in the past if it can work today. I would say what Victor says, that he's not, things are moving today. I mean, he may not be all with because he's getting older, and I understand that. I'll say this, that in 2021, and you start to look at some of these younger folks, they move differently. And we are seeing folks that are together, and then when they feel like something is not there, they're gone. So I just don't know where relationships are headed. I mean, people are still in relationships. People still getting married. They're not getting married at the same pace as they were 30 and 40 years ago. That's a given. More people are getting divorced now than they were 30 and 40 years ago. Times have changed. So I don't know where it's headed, but a lot of people are just not staying together for 40 and 50 and 30 and 25 years if they're not happy no more.
Is that a badge of honor though, bro? Because I don't think it is.
I don't think, well, I think some people look at it as a badge of honor from the perspective of you staying there, keeping the family together and being there as that nucleus. I don't think it's a badge of honor if you're not happy. If you're not happy, then what's the hell are we being in there? Because you're making everybody's miserable and you're doing it for false pretenses. Nah, you got to move on. And I think when you move on, just be respectful, honest with one another, and you can make it work. Communicate. You still deal with your children, but move on and enjoy life. To make life the best that you can. And sometimes it's like you feel like you're in a ball and chain situation.
Yeah, I'm with that. Like trying to make things work that is over, and sitting around and being miserable. Like I don't want to go through that.
It's not a good feeling.
Like,
It's not a good feeling.
It's not.
But it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
No, yeah.
If you be with somebody more than 2 months, it's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
You're going to be miserable at some point in time in that relationship. You're not going to be happy. And I think that's where people, that unrealistic expectation in a relationship that you're going to be happy 100% of the time, that is not going to happen.
Miserable though? Is that the right word?
That is a very accurate word. I mean, but it's how long are you miserable for?
I want to throw a question out to Brittany.
Wait a minute, because I want to stick with this miserable, because I just seem like that's a kind of harsh word when in a relationship. Okay, and you saying like 2 months. I don't know if I'm going to say miserable.
Okay,
it's make it into an argument.
It's raining outside, right? 40, 30 degrees outside, and I got these football tickets to an outside stadium. All right, I spent $400 a ticket for this, and we're supposed to go to this football game. All right, I got my coat on or whatever. You going or not?
Am I going or not to the football game out in the rain?
At 40 or 30-something degrees outside, are you going to this football game that I spent $400 a ticket for?
Yeah, let's go. I put my rain jacket on. Let's go.
But you're saying that sitting in a house at 70 degrees. Most women is not going to be all bubbly and all snuggly to their man. They like, I can't believe this motherfucker got me out here. And it's 33 degrees out here. You miserable.
Listen,
You're not happy. And the same
Right.
thing goes with us when we go to your mammy house and we sitting there looking across the table and we like, you know what? I really don't want to be here. But like I said, it's how long you put up with that. I'm going to do things and be miserable for you because I love you.
That's called a what?
That's a compromise.
That's a compromise.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do things because I love a person. You know, that's like my ex used to coach soccer and it used to be shit like 20, 30 degrees outside, but I was out there supporting him. You know what I'm saying?
Was you happy?
It depends on, I mean, shit, who's happy to sit outside in 20-degree weather?
Exactly. You was miserable, but I think
But I was there supporting.
you were still
supporting you.
miserable. I mean, people think miserable is, oh, it's just this bad. Miserable is miserable. You know, just like I said the word burden and some people got upset. You know, a burden is just, you know, that's exactly what it is. I am not happy to be sitting across, you know, and from all these different things. Like, it is what it is. I'm gonna go out shopping with you, even though I really don't want to go out shopping with you. But I love you enough and I respect you enough and I love spending time with you, but I really don't want to be here.
But see, yeah, I just thought when you said miserable, that was like, oh god.
That's the exact. I don't want to be here.
But not like, damn, I'm miserable as hell in this relationship. Like, you're just saying you're miserable at that time.
And I'm in that relationship, and I'm miserable in that relationship doing that. That's exactly what it means. I'm miserable. I'm in this relationship with you at this moment, but it's how long you stay miserable. Now, to me, if I'm miserable and I'm away from you and I'm, you know, that's when the problems come in. But yes, you're going to be miserable in your relationship. It's just going to happen. You might not want to use that adjective, but it happens.
Yeah, I don't like that adjective.
I mean, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
Not happy at that moment.
Well,
I don't know.
Can you put up Brittany's comment, Brittany Jefferson, where she says, never stay somewhere you aren't valued? I want to ask Brittany a question, and I want to throw it to you all too. All right. You want me to read it or you?
You go ahead.
Never stay somewhere you aren't valued. I can overcome almost any obstacle my relationship is thrown, but when I feel I'm not valued anymore, I leave without question. So my question to you, Brittany, I understand what you're saying, and I'm looking at it from a perspective of a woman. My question to you, Brittany, and then to Veronica and to Victor, and Victor, I throw it to you because I'm come from a male perspective. What happens if you're not happy, but you're not happy in the relationship? It's not going good, and you as the breadwinner know that if you walk away, that your children are still going to suffer, and even though you're not happy with the person you with, it's going to cause pain. How do you really deal with that, knowing that if you walk away, bills not going to get paid, rent not going to get paid, other things is not going to be done, but you're not happy in the relationship? How do you deal with that?
See, there's a difference between being in a relationship and walking away than being married and walking away.
Well, if you married, then there is alimony and all kind of things. But
I'm answering your question though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying there's a difference between being in a relationship. Brittany's never been married before. Mm-hmm. So it's easy for Brittany to say she'll leave without question. Me, I've been married before. You put up with a lot of shit in a marriage. Mm-hmm. If you love that person, you put up with a lot, especially when you have kids involved. I mean, mm-hmm. I looked at all of that. You know what I'm saying? There's children involved. And then me worrying about the outside people, what they're going to say. I say this a lot on the show, worrying about what the outside people are going to say. And, you know, you look at you look at all types of things when you're in a marriage, and how can I make my marriage work? For better or for worse. I don't want to, have to get a divorce. And there's a lot of things that you take within a marriage before you walk away. In a relationship, okay, if you feel like you're not valuable and you're just ready, you're out of there. But it's so much work when it comes to a marriage. There's a big difference.
I guess you jumped to it before I say, you can't sit here and say that you will walk out of a relationship quicker than a marriage. I mean, like she's saying, it's all relative.
Yeah, I agree with it.
It's really hard to walk away from anybody.
I mean, that's true, but I'm saying there's more steps that you have to, there's more things that you look at when you're in a marriage than just being in a relationship. Yes, it's hard to walk away from a relationship as well. Shit, I know that. I've had to walk away from plenty of relationships that I really didn't want to walk away from. But I'm just saying, being in a marriage is totally different.
See, once again, walking away from anybody is hard, whether you're married or not. A marriage is nothing but a legal bond with somebody.
I'm just saying, for me.
So I just like she says, all things in a relationship are relative. Happiness comes and goes. Fun with one comes, goes as well. Financial stability, but values should always remain. Even when you're pissed at me, you still value me. So in a dark place, it should be valued. So my thing is, what Brittany what I want to comment to her about her being valued. I will never value a person as much as they value themselves. It is impossible. And it is impossible for somebody to value me as much as I value myself. That's where the argument comes in at, because with me, I value my time. And the thing about it is, if you play with my time, it's like playing with my money, and it's you playing with my emotions now. Because if I'm sitting here telling you, hey, and I'll use this for example. I had a friend of mine. She told me, and she told me that her significant other at the time had some shit planned. So she wanted to go out with her homegirls on this certain date, right? And her significant other said, well, no, don't go out with your peoples. I got something planned for you. You see what I mean? So her homegirls had some shit planned for her. So when the day came, her significant other was like, well, let's just chill. And I'm like, did you really just play with me like that? To me, he did not value the relationship that she had with her friends. No, and he did not value, I guess, do you leave a situation like that if somebody plays with you like that? Because to me, that's somebody that's not valuing your time. They may still love you, but they're not valuing they're not valuing your time and how you would like to spend your time.
Mm-hmm. I want to go back to what Veronica said and talked about the more steps. So let's throw this here out. Now, this is coming from a man's perspective. Now, I'm not going to say that you can't sympathize with us, but you can't empathize with us. You can't empathize with us on this one.
Who?
A lot of you as a woman to empathize with a man, and I'm gonna show you why. We've all looked at the way the court system works, and it tends to work against a man. It just tends to work against a man when it comes down to custody, unless it's just outlandish. But when it comes down to custody, when it comes down to if you're married with alimony, this, that, and the other. And when a man goes through that, let's go back to that. We were talking about a man being hurt. A man could be hurt from love, but a man could also be hurt from a bad, a relationship going bad. And he could be taken to the ringer. He's married and then they break up. The woman rakes him through the coal. He got to pay child support. He got to pay alimony. That man ain't running to the altar right away again. Not to say he will not. I don't know what his morals are, but I'm just saying that men nowadays look. It's out in the public. Again, Dr. Dre is not the best example to show, but it's an example that we men see. We get our asses whipped and divorced. And a lot of men is just not down with that now. They was like, you know what? I'm just, I got to be 100% sure. We're going to have to do a prenup because I'm not getting my ass whipped through this. I almost said it's a family member brought $1 and change home after child support was taken out of his check. Man, ain't nobody want to go through that again. He married again, but he ain't got no kids this time. You understand? So I'm just telling you, when it comes down to how the system works out here, men, I'm telling you, we tainted. We are tainted individuals.
That's true.
I'm telling you, we tainted, man. I mean, I'm telling you, we ain't ready to run to the altar like quick no more.
I'm lost.
We've been devalued.
Yes, damn right. And y'all need to understand that. That's why I said you can't empathize with us.
But I'm saying, how did we get here? I thought we was on the question that you asked about,
Well, y'all answered it. Y'all answered it. And y'all answered it.
So now you jumped on this.
I jumped on this because you said your response. So I'm responding to your response. That's why I said I'm coming back to your response.
You talked
about how people walk away. You said there's a difference in being married. There's different steps that have to be taken in a marriage and in a relationship. Then Victor came out and said, well, honestly, either way, being in a long-term relationship or being married is still, there's still obstacles. But I came back to your steps. And when you mention steps and being married versus being in a relationship, and there's different steps.
I'm talking about as far as leaving.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Leaving,
and I got into the process of leaving. I took it further when you said the leaving. I'm saying that men, how I got to where I'm at is men, because we look at men being married and in relationships.
I think you're missing what I'm saying.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm just building on something. I'm not really going against you. I'm springboarding off of what you're saying about steps. And I'm trying to explain why a lot of men don't get married now. You don't see marriage like you did before.
I know, but I wasn't referring to that. But go ahead, because I'm lost at this point.
No, you made a statement, and I just pull something out of your statement when you talk about there's a different steps in a sense of
I'm talking about when it comes to a marriage, it's just not like, okay, I'm out.
And that's what I'm trying to tell you, that because of those steps, that men have gone through those steps and been raped through because a woman don't, if a man and a woman get divorced, unless the woman is making $400,000 and bringing celebrity status to the table, the man gets raped through the courts if he is married and has to go through a divorce. So we as men, that's why I'm saying this all ties into this letter in a sense of how a man feels. Victor kind of used the word devalued to a degree when they are pursued.
But I'm talking about leaving, Fatim, leaving a marriage. Like Brittany was saying, if she's not valued, she's quick to leave.
Right.
I'm saying, yes, it's different when it comes to, this is me talking. I'll put up with a lot of shit in a marriage than I would just a relationship. Yeah, I put up with a lot in a relationship as well, but I'm saying it's like a higher degree when you're married, because you don't want that divorce.
And I'm trying to tell you, you don't want that divorce. But once a man goes through that divorce, it taints him. He is tainted, and he does not want to run back to that altar.
Who said anything about running back to the altar? I'm just saying.
I'm taking you to another place. I'm just springboarding off of what you said. I'm not agreeing with what you're saying. I'm just taking it to another level. Once they divorce, I'm just saying, once they divorce, the man is going his way and the woman is going her way. I'm just giving you a perspective. That's why I said you can't empathize with us. That's why I started there. You can't empathize going down the road next. That woman may can get into another relationship and get married. That man is going to be hesitant of moving forward he may be cool to move in a relationship, but when it comes to marriage, he is hesitant. That's all I'm saying. I'm just taking it. You said A, I just took it to B.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I'm saying. Just to
So-
give you another perspective why men don't run to marriage as quick as women do.
And to further springboard about what you're saying, when men who haven't been married see a married man do that, they are really hesitant about that, because a lot of times women don't like to hear that P word, prenup, because they feel like some women feel like that is a saying that, oh, you don't love me enough to put half your shit up for grabs. No, I don't, because I don't know you like that. Patricia says being married and being in a relationship is all one in the same, because a marriage without a relationship is not going to work. It's all a commitment.
Well, you definitely got to have a relationship to be in a marriage.
So I guess what she was saying is walking away from a relationship and walking away from a marriage is one and the same.
That's why in some states, common law marriage is looked upon as marriage in some states. So that's why it's valued in some states, because it's a state law. This is not a federal law. It's a state law. Understand that, folks. So in some states, common law marriage is looked upon as marriage, because in certain states it's valued the same.
That is fact. And bald head slick, I've been saying this for months, that a marriage is a business decision. I'm not saying I won't get married, but marriage is a business decision.
What's
And
up, bald head slick?
And I really think that in order for us to put our assets together, we have to have a common goal. I can love you and never be married to you, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But in order for us to get married, I think we can get married without writing it down on a piece of paper, because that's some American shit. You know what I'm saying? We created that, or England, or whatever. But you got people in Africa that, they're married, and, I ain't got to put my 30 cows up against your 2 chickens. You know what I'm saying? That shit is not fair. Or vice versa. She got 30 cows and I got 2 chickens. I mean, it's just not fair.
I mean, I get that. And I would I guess because it's been instilled in some of us that being married is the right thing to do. That is the biblical way that you're supposed to get married. But I mean, that's like, I'm at the point now where I'm kind of with you. Like, shit. I mean, forgive me for all the cursing tonight. It's been a long day. But do we really have to get married?
I mean, that's
what people,
between you and your maker.
That's what people say. I mean, and I do want to live by the Bible. I want to do the right thing in God's eyes.
Mr. Sammy, South Carolina does not recognize common law anymore.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
I just looked it up, and it said
look it up again.
Hold on.
But
it says yes,
they
may or may not to be. Yes, it says yes. South Carolina does still recognize common law. There's no difference between a common law marriage and a traditional marriage ceremony or marriage license. But let me look a little further. When was common law abolished? Okay, so common law marriage abolished in South Carolina as of July 24th, 2019. 2019. So it was abolished, Mr. Sammy. So
I'm with you, Natasha.
Yeah, you're right, Victor.
So the thing, common law, hell no, give me the real thing. But what is the real thing? Because Adam and Eve, were they married? Did they sign a piece of paper? Probably not. That's something that we created at some point in time to split assets, to protect the woman. Because y'all were done wrong a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
And y'all are reaping the benefits from all the women that were done wrong before y'all got here. And I'm not saying it's, you know, not fair. I mean, it's really not. But if I built like Bezos, if I built Amazon, I built the business, and you're my wife, and I built this business off of, you know, money or whatever, and I'm the CEO and I'm doing all this, and you at home making box cake and box macaroni and cheese. Now I got to give you, you know, 20 billion, and your ass can barely tell me where my office at in this big building. Like, do you really deserve that because you were here? I don't think so. I'm thinking you should be compensated if we had some kids, but do I really have to give you half my wealth if you didn't contribute to none of it? What did you do to build this fortune? And some women have said, well, she was there for you. Nah, I'm gonna need a little bit more than you there for me. I'm gonna need a business plan. I'm gonna need some form of invention. I need something for me to say, yes, you was a integral part in all of this. And that's vice versa when it's women that's built a massive fortune and all she did is had a husband. So, you know, it's what it is.
Patricia says, yes, a marriage is a commitment before God. You and your significant other can do that at home. It's a commitment. What do you mean you can do that at home?
People get married at the house. You ain't got
to getting married at the house. Like, yeah, you don't have to be in a church to get married.
You don't have to sign no papers to be married either.
Yeah. This is definitely off topic. Go ahead. I don't want to get. What I gotta say is off topic. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say, how you get married without papers?
A marriage is, if you read the Bible, is when you pronounce yourself man and woman in front of God. You come together as one in front of God. It has nothing to do with signing anything. A marriage in America is a legal document. There's people that are married that are atheists, that are whatever, wicked, that don't even believe in God. So a marriage has nothing to do with God. When you sign in a piece of paper, that is strictly the division of assets and insurance. That's all it is. But when we're talking about a marriage in front of God, it has nothing to do with signing anything. Because when you go to heaven, I don't know if he wants to see your marriage certificate. I don't know that. He may. I don't know. But I don't think so.
Yeah, Alicia Moser, biblical marriages by sex in the Old Testament. I mean, I go by both, but it is in the Old Testament. What I was going to say is totally off topic, but I just thought about it when you talked about it.
And then I want to get the bald head slick.
Okay. It's just really, I just want to bring up the movie Acrimony, where in Acrimony, you all both saw Acrimony? Okay. So you know the situation where, you know, the wife was very supportive of her husband, and he honestly depleted her funds. And then they got a divorce, and then he hit it big. But not only when he hit it big, he not only gave the money back that helped pay for his mother's her mother's house that she inherited. He also gave her, I think, millions, 3 million, whatever, millions of dollars for her pain and suffering. And that should be over. You understand? And legally, it was over because he won in court. But she felt that she supported him all those years, that she should now be benefiting from that. And how many people feel like they've struggled with somebody and they struggle for a long period of time with that person, and then they break up, and then they hit the other person. One of them hit it big, especially the man hit it big. How does the woman feel like, I supported you, and now another woman comes into place and benefit from that? You know, it'll make anybody feel bitter. Doesn't mean that legally is right, but that's another conversation for another day. I just want to bring that up, but you want to get the ball hit.
So before you get the slick, somebody text me and said, and I now realize what Alicia was saying is that marriage is when you have sex with somebody. I didn't know that.
In the Old Testament, it's that, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So is it? So they didn't have, you know, whatever. But I really didn't know that. So
Yeah,
I didn't know that either. So you mean
yeah.
to tell me I was married all these times?
Yes, you were. Yeah, you could committed bigamy. I put a smile on your face. You committed bigamy, sis.
Damn.
Damn, that's right.
Baldhead Slick says marriage is a soul tie. Money shouldn't be a factor if the decision to be with someone forever is genuine. Some people have motives. The decision to be with someone is marriage.
Baldhead
Facts.
Slick. Yeah, now it's Baldhead Slick. I know what you mean, so don't think I'm being, conniving when I say this. It shouldn't be based on money, but money is a factor. You can love someone and both be homeless and living in the street, and that's not productive. And if you have children, so I do what you say. I do understand what you're saying, that we shouldn't marry for money. I agree, but some people do marry for money because they feel that money is a gateway to
Women.
some kind of happiness.
Women.
But I do understand what you're saying, so we don't have to go back and forth on it. But money is a factor. There's no ifs, ands, and buts. In a relationship, money is a factor for people to be comfortable. It shouldn't be the main theme, but it is a factor. So I don't like the people here to say, people say it should just be on love. It should be the foundation should be love, but there's other factors that comes into play with marriage.
So let me ask y'all this then. So if you love someone and they ask you for a prenup, does that change the way you look at them? So before you answer, I'm going to say, if I love you enough, I'm willing to show you how far I'm willing to go to prove my love is pure for you. So signing a piece of paper saying that I'm leaving what I came with, no matter if we accumulated wealth together, I'm willing to do that if I love you, because like he's saying, money should be off the table. But that's my answer.
Veronica?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I feel like if you love someone, I don't know why you think I'm going to use that word. I don't know why you think I'm a gold digger, because for one, I don't look at men for what they have in their bank account. Yes, I definitely want to be with somebody that's going to be able to help me and provide. But as far as just going off and let me know what's in your bank account first, because that's not me. I'm sorry. I don't know who in your ear are telling you things like that about me, because every time when money come up, you swear all women are the same. And
So
that's
it's not you then, it's all women. That's pretty much it. I think all women think like that. No woman wants to be with a broke man.
But I'm speaking for me. I'm not getting ready to be what you make. Let me find out how much money, what kind of job, how much you make on your job, like all that. No, I'm not going to do that. And I was reading an article with Charlemagne the God, and because since we jumped on this prenup thing, and he was saying that him and his wife never going to get married, and there's no prenup, because he was saying that his wife was with him from day one when he didn't have anything. Like they was high school sweethearts. And he said they're not going to get a divorce. He was like, she the one that drove him to the radio station when he first started interning an internship with the radio station, because his license was suspended. Like she held down the house when he was getting fired from all these different radio stations. Like she held down paying the bills and all that stuff. It's like there's no need for no prenup.
All right, now my turn to answer. So I was thinking about this. I'm just going to go with what my gut says. On strategically, I would disagree with what I'm saying, but going with my gut, I'm there. I'm not with the prenup, and the reason why, because you're supposed to come together, and if you're supposed to come together and be one as a one unit, then you're looking at saying, I know you want to protect your assets at the end of the day, because people have different motives. I got that. I understand that. And people have the right to protect their assets. But then what's the purpose of getting married? Just come up with a will or write up something and do it. But if you are doing it for love and this, that, and other, but we do know that relationship, that's what I'm saying. We got to really look at why marriage with these prenups where somebody's coming with so much here and the other person's down here, and you worried about, I get married, now that person could take what I take. So what the hell to get married for? So, hey, I'm the, so
Yeah.
I understand it, but I just think you coming together on some false pretenses. That's why I'm not with the prenup. I agree with Charlemagne on that
Right.
one. Mhm.
Well,
And Bree says he also cheated on her. I mean,
and
he
she
was
cheated.
not the first or the last.
Well, she cheated too. They both did. And I get, but my thing is, so some women, to me, it's all about how far are you willing to go to prove that your love is pure for someone. To each his own. With me, if I truly love you, if you saying, Vic, if you really truly love me, I need for you to, do something, jump out of a plane with me, then fuck it, let's go. I mean, that's, really extreme, but signing a prenup to me is basically, I would think, is a woman saying that, hey, I have something here. I want to make sure whatever I have planned with this, you don't screw me out of if it go left, because we all know in the breakup, people are very vindictive. Mm-hmm. And the love is no longer pure anymore. It's all about, how can I hurt you? So if, we go into it with this, oh, I'll never leave you. And that's a damn lie. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure in every relationship, there was probably a fork in the road moment at some point in time when somebody was like, you know what? I can't do this shit no more. It ain't all peaches and cream. I'm pretty sure in every 20-year marriage, and I'm just assuming in every 20-year marriage, there was probably 2 times that somebody was like, I'm gonna just leave James punk ass, and I'm gonna just be by myself. And then they worked it out.
Right. Now I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. I've been talking about the men and men being hurt. I want
to get to Jason's comment.
Got it. About men being hurt. Let's switch it around about a woman being hurt and how it flipped on a woman. Let's look at Mary J. Blige and Ken Do, now her ex-husband. That I think he did the bitch ass move. I don't have a problem with getting divorced, but he wanted spousal support and weekly this and weekly that. And he ran through some money and he treated her like shit. And you know what Mary said? Mary said what I said that some men said. She said it would be a long time before she got married again and put her heart into a relationship like that because she's been hurt. I flipped it and show you a woman also, as someone said, can go through that too. And I agree with that.
But Fatine, what you said was if you quoted her 100%, and I'm pretty sure you did, why does love and marriage go together? Why do I have to love you and marry you? Why can't I just love you? You see what she said when you said that? She said, I would never love and marry somebody. Like, why can't you just love me and we just coexist together? That way your shit is protected, my stuff is protected, and we can coexist together. We don't have to sign anything to prove to everybody. We don't have to walk down this aisle and spend $12,000 and $27,000 to say, I love you.
That's because a lot of people want to live the biblical way. They
spending
want
$27,000? No. You can get married for free. You say the biblical way. You keep saying a lot. There's a lot of people that do not get married. There's a lot of people that are married that do not believe in God. I mean,
Bria said it right off the bat.
I'm just saying,
society says to get married when you come together. It's the pressure of society.
That's it.
It's the pressure of society
and the biblical way. That's what I'm saying. Like, say what you want. Mm-hmm. But I know my parents, They was big on that. You're not gonna be shacking up. You might get married. Come on. Let's keep it real. A lot of parents, old school parents, believe in that. They don't want you shacking up. They want you to be married, legally.
That's true.
Married.
That's true.
I can't agree
So
with
a
that.
lot of people get married because they want to live the biblical way.
Do they want to live it? That's what I'm saying. Do they want to live it, or the pressure from society and the family and all that?
That too.
That's why I said you live your own life. You live your own life, and that's why you come together and find out what you want to do. Mm-hmm.
Say if that's your opinion. Ain't shit biblical about signing and paying for a marriage. That's your opinion. Not everybody agree with that.
It's not in the Bible.
I'm just saying, come on.
It's not.
I'm not saying it is or it isn't. But people think that the biblical way is to get married, to sign papers. Whether you believe it or not, that is what a lot of people believe. Come on now. So going to Jason's comment. And I'm not gonna keep going back and forth about biblical, because let me tell you, I don't read the Bible like that. So I ain't gonna sit here and act like I'm a saint.
No, I agree. I mean, there are people who are Christians, but you got to realize everybody ain't Christian and everybody don't follow the Bible. So you are right. There are some people that are feeling that they are living the biblical way. That is true. But there's a lot of people that don't live the biblical way, and a lot of people don't go down that road. But they feel the pressure from society that it says, like you said, you shouldn't be shacking up and you shouldn't be doing you shouldn't. So yeah, I agree with you on that. But a lot of people are getting away from that, because a lot of people are. You know why they say that? Because they say a lot of people that follow the Bible are hypocrites. I'm just telling you how a lot of people say.
We can go back and forth.
I know. We go
like I said, I can sit here and say, like, I read my Bible verse every morning before I get out the bed, but I am not the person that stay in my Bible. I can honestly say that. But I do know that a lot of people get married because they feel that it is the right thing to do.
Right.
Let me see. I want to go back to Jason's comment up here. He says, man, keep it 100. Most guys don't get married because they don't have to. You can literally do everything you want to do without being married. Hell, you can damn near do everything without being in a relationship. No risk in losing half of everything and still get all the benefits.
And that's what I was saying, that a lot of men feel like that. And especially if they've been through the ringer or been hurt, especially.
Yeah. Natasha says, I'm sorry, money has a lot to do with marriage. Love doesn't pay bills. No one isn't going to marry someone that is financially burdened unless they want to be married that bad.
That's truth.
Those that marry, Alicia says, those that marry for money, 9 times out of 10, if there is ever financial strain, that marriage is going to be in trouble.
Well, another bell.
That's the thing, because I always say, no matter what, you should be in a relationship or marriage. You should be able to cover the bills if something were to happen. You know what I'm saying? So just marrying somebody, Victor, you keep making faces. What? What? That's a problem with that too? Because I always said that you should be, as a woman, you should be able to pay for things on your own. Like, you shouldn't live above your means, because if something does happen, you're not going to be able to take care of yourself if something happens within that marriage or that relationship. So you agree or disagree? I don't know.
That's you hit home with that one. But I mean, Victor, if he's going to respond, I'll let him respond to.
Yeah, that's right, Mrs. Sammy. No one is completely living the biblical way. That is, we see it every day.
So the whole time we were sitting here talking about marriage in the biblical way, and then now we jumping on getting married and not being able to pay your bills. So it's either marrying for money or marrying for God. And right then and there, it shouldn't worry. You shouldn't even worry about if your bill's gonna be paid if you're marrying the biblical way, because it has nothing to do with money.
Lies. Whether you marrying for the biblical way or not, you still got to worry about bills getting paid. I mean, come
We
on
shouldn't
now.
have to if we marry for the biblical way.
Why is that? Because
Because
God
that's
don't
what
pay
a
your
marriage
bills.
is what you say. You said a lot of people want to get married the biblical way. It has nothing to do with money.
And it does, because Veronica, you just made a statement, and I want to make sure I'm not going to go off track. You made a statement that
Okay.
if two people get married, right, that the woman should be able to have enough to be able to take care of the bills if something goes wrong with the marriage, correct?
Uh-huh.
The reason why I disagree with that, because you live in the South and you live in New York, and just the disparity, you got rents up there 2,500, and some people are not working. Some people get a supplement or whatever, and something goes wrong, they can't pay that $2,500. But y'all came together as a unit, and as a unit, you work together to pay what needs to be paid. But now something is going wrong. And that makes me say there needs to be better planning. So better planning for a rainy day. So I think there's something good to take out of what you said. But New York, if you are not in a circumstance of making that kind of money and the man is making more money and something goes wrong and the man is out, then the woman can't pay, so be able to pay, then it creates problems. So that's why there needs to be something created. I'm just looking, it's hindsight now. That it should be, it work together just in case. Or that's why, let me just say this. That's why I say when a man and a woman are married and working together, there needs to be a pot for them together, and there needs to be the woman's pot and the man's pot. So if the woman wants to put something up for a rainy day, that's not his, and vice versa, but there's a pot that they work together to pay the bills together. That's why that woman can have something to protect herself for a rainy day, and the man vice versa. That's hindsight.
True.
That's
true.
how I'm looking at it.
I mean, that's how, yeah. You would think that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to put things aside for a rainy day because you never know what will happen.
Right.
Baldhead Slick. I just love this name. Marriage in America become a business. They make you pay for everything to be with someone, and it costs more to leave. And either spouse should be able to handle the bills if someone is ill or disabled to. Yes, there are going to be situations where something may not be able to get paid because the wife is making more than the man, or the man is making more than the wife, and somebody can't afford what was getting paid for when they was together, and then someone split up, or like Baldhead Slick says, an illness come across. Okay, you may fall behind bills, you may, but I'm just saying, don't sit back and just expect for that person to be able financially to take care of everything and you're not on it, or however you want to say it. Let me see what Natasha said. If you go in a marriage broke and a financial burden, you are already in trouble. Trust, I'm trying to understand why folks not worried about money. Money pays the bills. Why does that mean a person is a good gold digger? No one race acts like that. Black folks just love being the struggle. Well, Black folks love being in the struggle. Black folks love to be jealous of one another. Black folks always going against one another. Black folks always talking about one another. That's why Black folks cannot get ahead, because we don't come together as a people. There's always something going on. Somebody's always bickering about somebody. Somebody's always talking about somebody behind their back. Somebody trying to do good. Somebody always got something negative to say. And it just pisses me off. Thank you, Tasha, for that conversation, because that just brought a whole new topic.
Yeah. Well, we are broken people too. We are broken people, Veronica.
Because we just don't have each other back. There's
We're
always
broken
some
people.
shit going on within our community, and it's always nonsense.
But we're
Something
broken.
that we shouldn't even, something that we shouldn't even be having against each other. People beefing with each other, if people still say that, for no damn reason.
Mhm.
People don't want to. People don't want to see. And I'm on my little soapbox right now. 15. Give me a moment.
Okay.
A lot of us don't want to see us do good. Always some negative stuff going on. Always, and I'm gonna go back through what I just said. I don't care. And if it's somebody out there that's watching, and I'm stepping on somebody's toes, well, damn it, your toes getting stepped on tonight, because I feel like us as Black folks always in somebody else's business, always trying to instigate stuff, always trying to pick a fight with one another over nonsense. That's exactly why we can't get ahead, because of foolishness between us. Now go run and tell that as I smoke my
Yeah.
Newport.
All right. So you finish on that soapbox?
Go ahead.
So I agree with you. And that's why I said we are broken people. I agree with you. So I don't have to reiterate what you said. And it just made me look back, and we could use a lot of examples, but I was watching Django, the movie Django, the other night. And even though I saw it numerous times, it just shows me when Samuel L. Jackson's character, when Jamie Foxx rode in on a horse, here go another black man. You worrying about another black man. Why is that nigga? Why is that nigga sitting up on that mane or that horse? You understand? Why are you worried about somebody else's business? But you look so bad at yourself in the mirror to call another black man a nigger, that he may not be subjected to what you're subjected to. But we hate ourselves so much that at the end of the day, we do things to one another to hurt each other.
Right. And it makes no sense.
So let me ask you a question. Kenosha, the Compton riots, which ones is on the bullshit? The ones rioting or the ones in the house? Because everybody wasn't together.
Kenosha,
because just because you own something don't necessarily mean I got to be on it too. Everybody's battles is not my battles. So when you're talking about coming together, make sure we're coming together for a common goal. Because if we're talking about some mess, 9 times out of 10, I don't want nothing to do with it.
If it's mess. But
what I consider mess might not be what somebody else considers mess. So that's where respect the fact that if somebody doesn't want to be part of that, that don't necessarily mean we ain't together. That just means I have an opinion. And sometimes people don't respect each other's opinion. What happened in Kenosha was very sad. That was very sad. You had people that was out there peacefully protesting. You had people that wasn't, but you had people that was home. So who is right and who is wrong?
Well, I don't know if it's right or wrong, Vic. I think it comes down to something that Dr. King says, that something that may not affect you that may indirectly affect you today will affect you directly. If that's the case, then it is your issue, even if you are home.
See, and that's why I really have to disagree with you, because what's important to me may not be important to you. So you have a lot of pro-black guys, pro-black people out there that do things for the cause. I'm a pro-Vic person. And that's number one, numero uno, is me. Does this really benefit me? And would I really put myself out there? Because understand, there's a lot of things that people may or may not be willing to die for. I'm willing to die for everything that I stand on. But I also am not willing to jeopardize my family off of some of my beliefs.
So I'll give you an example.
I have to weigh the two.
I'll give you an example. So I'm in Florence, Darlington, and I get stopped by this cop. White, it doesn't matter, white or black, doesn't matter. I get stopped by this cop, and I didn't do anything. I worked, this, that, and the other. This cop has not only done this to me, he's done it to 10 out of 10 black people. There's a rally tomorrow outside, and you find out that there's this rally, and you decide, well, you know what? He didn't stop me. That's not my fight. And we call it police brutality or racism, and that's not your fight. But then 2 weeks, that cop stops your ass on the same bull crap. And then you be like, oh, I didn't do anything. And then you're the 11th black person to be stopped on some nonsense. Then how do you look at that? When you hit that wall, everybody don't hit the wall together. But when you finally hit that wall, then it becomes your fight? Or do you get out there and fight that fight because it's injustice against your people, that it could happen to me today and it can happen to you tomorrow?
So, not to step on toes, but broke people do shit like that. They want to come together because I don't have anything to lose. So I'm going to need for you to feel just like I feel in order to further the cause, so I can feel more important. The thing about it is, a lot of times, if this cop stops you, whether it's unjustly or not, you're going to have to deal with it. Shit happens. Life is not fair, and we need to stop thinking that it is, because it's not. This shit is not fair, bro. People going to pick on you just for you being you, and there's really nothing you can do.
But do we stand up and take that, or do we fight back?
I mean, you can stand up and fight, but when you are getting mistreated, do not expect me to fight for you. Give me the option to fight with you. And if I don't want to fight with you, instead of you focusing on the fight, you want to focus on me not standing next to you. Bruh, fight your battle and let me fight mine. Because I may be dealing with something over here, but because it's your problem, all of a sudden it's supposed to become mine. We are not one. Now, if we are together, it's my wife, yes, we're going to fight this battle together. But a random motherfucker in the street, hell no. Bruh, I cannot fight your battle for you. And I will not fight your battle for you.
And it's an interesting point, Vic. And I'm glad that you were sincere on this. I'm glad that you were sincere on this, because when we have these kind of conversations, especially in New York, we look at different communities. And when we see different communities come out and support one another, and I'm just using, because I can speak on this. When I see the Jewish community come out on an issue, they stick together. If they are in support or not in support, they still move as a unit. And I think that feeds into, again, I understand what you're saying, and you think as an individual, not saying you're wrong, but it kind of walks in the line of what I said to what Veronica said, that we as a Black people, and I'm looking in the comments, we just don't stick together. We find issues,
Right.
to find ways not to stick together with our brothers because of what you just said. Now, are you right or wrong? You have to make your own decision. But I just see, that's why I say we are broken people, because we, out of all groups of nationalities, we are the least to stick together and work together as a group.
We say that because
It's
I
true.
feel like we say that because we get firsthand knowledge of it. But this is the thing when it comes to support. Bro, let me spend my money like I want to. Let me spend time like I want to. The problem is, I see, is that you have leaders that want you to do with this totalitarian state. You're not going to tell me how I should spend my dollar. I earn this dollar without you helping me. But then you turn around and say, you need to invest in the community. Nigga, I don't want to live here. I want to live where I want to live at, whether it's around people or not, whether it's in the Jewish community, white community, whatever community. But then niggas turn around, and when I say niggas, I'm talking about ignorant people. Niggas turn around and want to say, bro, you sold out. Okay, well, if you had the same opportunities that I had, you would have left too. You'd be stupid to stay here if you can provide a better environment. But everybody thinks that money provides a better environment. An environment is just what you create. Money doesn't provide you a better environment. It just changes your location.
That's a good point, and I can support that to a degree, and meaning that why stay why stay in the quicksand? You understand? If the quicksand is going to pull you in, why stay in it? That's not an intelligent person. If staying in a community that is not moving and not prospering and the value of homes are going down, why invest? I mean, invest in that if you're the only one that's going to invest in that, and it's not a group of people that's going to try to make this a better place. So I see both ends. You know, I understand both ends.
I mean, I feel like we support each other, but I think when it comes down to it, I can only support you, bro, within the limitations that I have. If you think I'm going to get out there in March, I'm not going to do it because I got to be to work at 7. So who going to pay when they cut my lights off? I mean, me standing on this courthouse step with you, bro, I can support you from over here. You don't have to see me in order for me to support you. Like, I can support you by, hey, man, you heard about Fatim, but let me tell you the truth about Fatim. I'm not going to let you know what these people over here are saying. I'm going to tell you the facts of what I know about whatever it is that Fatim's got going on.
Or better yet, go to Fatim and ask Fatim. See, that's another problem I have.
Well,
Stop. Okay, go ahead.
If I'm sitting here saying that I'm going to somebody and they're telling me about Fatim, everybody doesn't have access to him. So if somebody wants to say something about him or a situation that I know the facts, I'm going to correct you. I'm not going to let you continuously think the wrong thing. I can only give you the facts. That's me supporting him instead of me letting somebody run with false information. Because, you know, sometimes people just want to be messy, and it's like, you know, whatever. You believe what you want to believe.
Yeah. But you said something, Victor, that is very key. Victor said something very key, because you got to listen to Victor, because then you'll come back and he said, well, I didn't say I wouldn't support, because he said something just now. He said, I may not march because I got to get up and go to work. But that don't mean he may not support the cause by saying, you know what, I know that there's going to be some T-shirts that are going to be made in solidarity of so-and-so, and I'm just going to donate $100 because I can't be there, this, that, and the other.
Exactly.
It's different ways of supporting things where you can't say to another person why you wasn't here. And I think, and I get on activists for that, for labeling people that don't stand with them on the way that they stand. You choose, and I didn't do that. When I marched in certain neighborhoods because of racial incidents, when I came back to my hood and my guys were playing softball, they wasn't out there with me, but I didn't criticize them. But when they caught hell because they were black men, then I turn around and say, well, you know what? You got to stand up for yourself, bro. And if you stand up for yourself, you know, maybe others will stand up and support you. That's all to it.
So it's 93. I have 93 guys in my department, and there's 4 black people in my department. All right. And guys will come up and ask me about CRT, right? I give them my perspective of it. All right. I am an outspoken Democrat. And, you know, the thing about it is they always say, well, you're a Democrat because you're black. And that may be true, but I'm still a Democrat. I support the Democratic Party for my own reasons. And I'm very open to people saying whatever it is they want to say. When that shit happened with in Kenosha, I understood and I supported the protesters. I did not support my man riding across town, jumping states with an AR-15 that was illegal and unloading on a crowd that was, to me, that was not violent. But I stood my ground with that. That's my support of them. I didn't go up to Kenosha and do that. So, I mean, there's a lot of racial injustice that happened that I did not agree with. What's the fella name that was
Kyle Rittenhouse?
That walked into the
Kyle Rittenhouse?
No, the guy from Missouri that walked into the store, snatched all the blunts. Michael something.
Michael Brown.
Michael Brown. I did not support that. I feel like, yes, the cops did not do what they were supposed to do, but at the same time, bro, you caused all that on yourself. You walked in and you stole. Come on, man. If you would have just not done that, you are taking from somebody. And that's where people want to say, well, I'm going to stand up in here and I'm going to walk because they killed this man. They ain't had to do that. Okay, well, let's back up. My nigga, you shouldn't have never walked in that store and stole from somebody, a tax-paying citizen, bro. And that's where I choose my causes, because let's make sure that when I put my name behind something, that I 100% stand on that. I'm not standing on no bullshit. Not if I think it's an ounce of bullshit. I can't do it, and I won't.
We having some black talk tonight. It's black talk.
And I tell you this, I hate talking about race because it gets you nowhere. Because at the end of the day, it's just talk. Talk ain't never solved shit. It's all about actions. Show me that you care about me. Show me that you support me. Talking about that shit, man, it's just talk.
That's what I always say, is actions. And
Yeah, but sometimes, you know what? Sometimes it need to be told out loud.
oh yeah, definitely.
Sometimes it need to be told.
Yeah. And
Because
for the
it's sad that, you know, and I was talking about going to Fatine and saying what you got to go to Fatine. I was making a point. I was going to make a point saying that, you know, a lot of time, and I never, and I still to this day, I do not get it, how some people can dislike someone just because by what someone else told them. Instead of going to that person and finding out the real deal, you prefer to sit and listen to someone else that makes you dislike someone because of what someone else says. That goes on a lot in our community. A lot. You
really?
got people
that goes on in every community. You got white people that don't
I don't
like
know
black people.
I don't know about other people. I'm talking about ours right
The
now.
KKK. I mean, they dislike.
I'm speaking about.
Oh.
I'm just on us for a moment. That goes on a lot. You got people not speaking to one another, not even knowing the reason why. But you don't like such and such because of what such and such told you about them. It's ridiculous. And it's sad. Stevenson.
But let that person, regardless of the reason why those two people ain't speaking, it should be respected. You know, as long as ain't nobody disrespected, it shouldn't matter. If two people ain't speaking, there's a reason why they're not.
If it's a reason that they don't know, if you're not speaking to me because of what somebody else said, then shame on you for not getting to know who I am. Shame on you for following up somebody else's BS and not getting the real deal of who Veronica is. I'm just saying.
And you could say, me and Veronica had a conversation today, and we could. I'm not going to go into specifics, but we were talking about how we had, you know, I had an opinion about something, and I shared it with her, and she shared it with me, and we had to agree to disagree. But like I told her, I was not going to allow that, and I don't believe she was going to allow that to come in the way of our friendship. But this was a time where we disagreed on something, and we shared it. I didn't go to Vic and say, yo, Vic, so-and-so. I went straight to Veronica. I texted her. She texted me back. Nobody got disrespectful, but we said what we had to say on our mind. And then, you know,
that's grown folks.
You know, and that's what we did. And then the next day I'm saying something, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And we moved on. And that's what real friends do, you know, because you're going to have moments where you disagree. And how you deal with it it shows your level of maturity.
Right. Oh.
There's a lot of
I don't know if Tasha's commenting after someone or as a community, this needs to address and talked about. Exactly. Our community is hurt, mislead, unhealthy, unhappy, mental illness issues. We don't have financial literacy. We need serious help. And that is the truth. We're talking about our community. I know it goes on in other communities as well, but I mean, we was talking about us.
Mm-hmm. And I think this is good because we come on here and we talk about relationships. And Veronica says she tries to stay away from the political side of things. And I do so much political ass shows out there. I don't even bring what I do out on the outside. Besides, she promoting. I work at BLS in New York, but working with Reverend Sharpton and other people out there, the National Urban League, I deal with these kind of things on a daily basis. So it's a breath of fresh air to talk about other things because life happens. But it is good for us to have this kind of conversation because our folks out there that is listening, everybody on our thread is not just Black. We have some white folks out here, but
and we're not trying to make it a black or white thing. So please don't think that.
But one thing on here, we don't pull no punches. And if we get into this conversation, we say what's on our mind. And we just talked about a judge in Louisiana on another show about what she said, what was said in her household. And we had 2 white guests that call that white judge out. So right is right and wrong is wrong. And this is good to have this kind of conversation because it shows that we can talk about any and everything. And I see from the comments, folks got things to say. So I'm kind of think it's a good breath of fresh air to kind of have a little brief conversation on this tonight. So
right. And we get off topic. Come on, y'all. Y'all know the tea because this damn sure ain't what the letter was about.
Not this Black stuff. No.
But it definitely need to be told. Like,
and not Victor getting ready to run for the NAACP president.
I would never because see, my community does not consist of just Black folks. My community consists of the world. So I don't worry about Black problems. I worry about Vic problems. And Vic problems, I don't live in a community with nothing but Black folks. I live in a mixed neighborhood. I have a mixed household. So when people start saying, Black problems and all this, I tune a deaf ear to it because I don't want to hear it.
But aren't you part of the Black family though? Wait a minute. Aren't you part of the Black family?
My last name is White.
That don't have nothing to do with it. And that means just a slave owner owned a family named White. That's all to it.
I just completely gave you my community. My community is a community of Vic. And everything that surrounds me is my community. So that Exxon station that's close to me, I'm not driving 30 miles to support some Black gas station. Just not doing it. I'm going to support who's closest to me, my community. If there is a Japanese restaurant across the street from my house, I'm going to probably eat a whole bunch of Japanese food because it's convenient for me.
And okay, we get that.
That's not an issue,
right? I love that.
We're not saying that. What we're saying is, do you support your Black family as a whole, as knowing that in this country we were slaves and that systemic racism still exists, and we as Black folks catch hell because of the color of our skin? Listen, that's what I'm saying.
So
I don't like talk about these topics as well because I like diversity, but sometimes we need to talk about us.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's okay, but I don't like, and we don't have these topics on the T like that, but for some reason it got there, so we're on it.
Once again, I support the community of Vic. If Vic is a subject or being subjected to systematic racism, then Vic will handle it. And if Vic needs to get a lawyer, Vic will get a lawyer. I'm not going to solicit all of that. I don't need all of that. Let me back up. I haven't needed none of that. I have not got out there and supported that. When George Floyd died, I didn't get out there and march. I felt that. You had people that were shutting down highways. That to me, that's fucking stupid. George Floyd died a senseless death. We stood together as a community and we showed solidarity. But the problem is that the people that were standing together were so busy talking about the people that was not out there. That is my problem. Let me fight the fight, or let me fight my fight when I choose to fight it. But that's everybody wants you, we need to support our own. Nah, you not my own.
That's interesting because when I was down at the Ahmaud Arbery trial a week before the verdict came out, and we was out there with ministers, not the folks there were there in support of the family and support of paying for the, you know, and coming together. But I didn't hear anyone dog out those that wasn't there. We are concerned about those that are there. Where do you see that people are putting more emphasis on the people that are not there than the people that are there?
Because we're sitting here talking about our own. Oh, support our own. And, you know, Tasha said, I'm big on my community. And that's great. But I'm telling you, I don't do that. I hope and I pray that Jesus ain't racist. I hope he don't see no color. Because if he does, there's a lot of us ain't gonna make it.
I don't think people are being racist, Vic. It's just that we're having this conversation about the Black community. It's okay to have a conversation about the Black community and not be racist.
That's your opinion. In my
well,
opinion,
my opinion. This
that's
is
a
what
big
the show
problem.
is about, with our different opinions.
And that's why I don't have those conversations, because I think that is racist. That's why I steer away from conversations like that. I don't like talking about color, but I encourage people to do whatever it is that they do. Do that. But I don't like having those conversations, and I choose a lot of times to not even steer in that direction.
Well, some reason we got here tonight. But like I said,
Got it right.
you know, we normally don't talk about, you know, this on the T. We don't talk about politics, but you know, hey, our viewers are engaged and they're commenting on it, and you know,
and we have 2.5 hours.
Right. Sometimes, you know, things like this need to be talking, and
it's good because we're conversating about it. Nobody's getting mad. Vic is getting his point of view, and you know, we just conversing about it. Veronica's putting her point of view out there, and it's good. And we're getting comments from folks, so that's good.
Right. And you know, I would love to get in a lot of these comments, but that'll be another 30 minutes. It's 10:30, so I'm definitely going to be going back through these comments and comments and behind it. You know, we can agree, we can disagree on this show, and it's always a great thing that we have our own, you know, views on these topics. Excuse me. So I mean, this is exactly why I love this show, because we can talk about anything. But once again, you know, we try to stay off topics like politics and, you know, the different races or whatever. But listen, it is what it is. And I just felt strongly that I had to say what I said earlier about how we don't get along. I didn't know it was going to get this deep into it, but I was just saying how we don't, you know, I'm not even getting ready to get back into it, because I'm just saying,
because you ain't got too many more cigarettes in that pack to smoke tonight. So
we as a community, we have got to stop with the jealousy and the bitterness over, you know, what someone is doing, or you know, the accomplishments that someone is, you know, doing in their lives. And it's just craziness that goes on within our community. All communities face it. I get it, but it just seems like our community is horrible when it comes to that. I love everybody. I ain't trying to fall out with nobody because of what somebody's doing, what somebody have, when someone is doing good, I'm always there to cheer them on. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care if look, I'm going to support and I'm going to give you a hand clap. Just know that, whoever you are. So, all right, don't want to get back on my soapbox. So, what was the letter about?
It was about, was this one young lady moving too fast, and about having a dinner for the guy that she feels that she fell in love with, and should she have this dinner for him and invite her parents over? That's what it seemed like this letter was. And the question is she moving too fast? I think that's the question, right?
Yep, that was it. Last thoughts?
Then you can't put no timetable on love. I
Mhm.
mean, if you really want to know how someone feel, you got to ask them.
I agree.
And show it. You shouldn't be afraid to show somebody you care about them based on some timetable. And if there is a timetable, please show me that graph. You know what I'm saying? So, there is no right or wrong way. A lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, some people will say a month is too quick to love someone. I don't think so. The heart wants what the heart wants. Just make sure that you're not filling a void and you really love somebody, because love is very tricky and it's crazy.
Yeah.
Love doesn't make sense, but it's crazy.
I love you.
Love you too.
I'm gonna say this here, and
Victor.
I see it.
No, that's nice. No. I'm gonna say that I pretty much echo what Victor says, that you can't put timetable on love, but this is something that is not a single thing. This is a group thing, and that you need to have a conversation with this person, see if he feels the same way, and if he feels the same way, then y'all proceed and communicate and make sure that you're not stepping on each other's toes, especially her, because she feels that she's done more expressing than he probably has, so she needs to find out that. But I got something to say real quick. I got something to say, and I'm gonna say this. I hear this shit. I hate to curse, but I hear this crap. I'll just say crap. I already said the word. I hear this crap when people break up. Oh, I really wasn't wasn't attracted. Oh, this didn't work. Oh, I didn't like this about you, and this, that, and other. Save that crap. Save that crap. If you don't like the person, if you with them for false pretenses, then don't get together with him or her. Because then when you break up, you hear all this, I wasn't really attracted. So that shows you that you wasn't really in it. So stop the nonsense. Stop coming together. That's why I'm saying relationships are not working, because you come together on false pretenses, but a lot of people are selfish and scared that maybe I'm blowing this good person, versus if you don't care for that person or you don't really are in love with them, then stop playing games. Because then when you break up, you hear all these nasty ass stories. Stop the BS.
Facts.
Yep. Well, I don't think I have to say anything. To this young lady, I mean, you feel the way you feel. If you feel like you want to tell this man how you feel, tell him. You never know how he's going to react. Just because you feel like your last two relationships, you ran them off by telling them how you felt too early, that doesn't mean this is going to happen to this guy. We have got to stop comparing past relationships to new relationships, getting into things new. Because just like I said, just because it didn't work the last relationship doesn't mean that will destroy this new relationship. Let people know how you feel. Conversation is important. I say it all the time. Conversate. Conversation is important. Let people know how you feel. Life is short, man. Life is way too short for craziness, for ignorance, whatever you want to call it. Like, come on. All right. Time is winding down. Like it's 10:37. We went.
I'm probably gonna sleep. I'm probably gonna sleep till tomorrow afternoon after this long drive.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And I got stuff to take out the car.
But it was good. This is a great show. Of course, we was all over the topic, but hey, it is what it is. This is what we do on the T. Thank you all so much for watching tonight. Thank you for hanging out with us for 2.5 hours. We appreciate y'all so much, family. Thank y'all so much. I don't think we'll have a show Thursday because it's the holiday and getting
We
ready
going to get crunk, y'all. Thursday.
going
We
get
going to get
crunk.
crunk.
Getting ready for the holidays or whatever.
We going to get Victor. We going to
So
come up to the job and get you, bro.
No, you gonna leave me there.
I don't think we're gonna, have the show once again Thursday, guys. So please have a safe and wonderful Christmas. Merry Christmas to you all. Enjoy your family, your loved ones. Hold them closely. Give them big hugs, even though COVID is out, but life is short. Live life to the fullest. Let foolish stuff leave your life. Brush off whatever it is that you're going through with somebody, man. It's time to make peace with people. So
And
yeah,
to those that
drink your water.
celebrate Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa.
Drink your water. Thank you, Natasha. She said great show. But guys, yeah, I'm not even going to get back on a soapbox. But y'all know what to do. Y'all grown. Live this thing called life to the fullest, man. Brother Fatin, thank you so much for making your drive back from New York to we were supposed to be in the studio tonight, but technical difficulties. We didn't,
I'm in the building though. I'm in the
Good,
studio
good,
building,
good.
but I'm in the conference room.
Right. Well, I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My boy Victor. Thank
Good.
you. So glad to have you.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh
were
yeah.
dropping from the comments. You was dropping jewels tonight.
Yes.
Thank you, Brother Rodney. I see your message, brother. Yes, sir. I'll stay on that square, my brother.
So thank you, our family, for joining us tonight. Have a fantastic weekend. Merry Christmas to you all. Be safe out there. And we appreciate you every Tuesday and Thursday right here on the T. And God willing, we'll check you out Tuesday with another hot topic. If you would like to be a guest on the show and if you have a topic suggestion, go to tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. We would love for you to be on the show and send us your topic suggestions and your email letters. All right. Talk with you guys later. Have a great night.
Okay. And Natasha, I saw your message.
Good night, guys.